Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming and selling down because today we're talking about nursing homes. There comes a time in many people's lives when it's too hard to take care of grandma or grandpa and you gotta throw them into a nursing home. Nursing homes allow families to stay in touch with their elderly loved ones while avoiding the mental and financial burden of full-time care, aka not living in my basement or house. Hi, Grandma. Most people believe they are doing the right thing by trying to make their grandparents' last few years as comfortable as possible. However, once you walk through those front doors and leave your loved ones behind, they are subjected to a nightmarish world of abuse, violence, and death, which was inevitable, but this is death that came too soon. Or maybe not soon enough, I don't know. So buckle up as we take a look at the neglect and abuse inside nursing homes. If you go online, you can find numerous reports and articles about how the conditions within nursing homes are akin to those inside asylums from the 1800s and 1900s. It's true. If you've ever been to one, I visited my grandparent, and one, not going to get into it. She was a bit of a dicey duck herself, but let me tell you, literally people on the floor screaming, you know, I mean, it was like a giant preschool for like people's brains that are like mentally deteriorating. It was fucking frightening. It literally did look like an asylum. Robes and like people eating food, like looking out a window. Greg, screaming for their children. Is Greg coming? And like the person walking by that works there is just like, no, and I said, stop. That kind of thing. It was fucked up. It was the 90s back then, but people are not crazy for saying this. That's all I'm gonna say. There are stories that can back up the claims. In the US, nursing homes are rated 1 to 5 stars, and all 1-star facilities have the worst stories, obviously, right? Like a care facility in Will County, Illinois, where residents complained about cold food, employees not helping them, and keeping them awake, and withholding messages from family members. Messages from family members.
My son, I love him.
Can you just send this to? I haven't heard from them in so long. Ben. In response to these complaints, the staff would point across the street to a cemetery. Have you heard from my daughter? Go. Go.
Like a dog.
Yeah, really. You get over there.
Oh.
What is fucked up too is if, like, you know how people buy their coffins? Do you think the nursing home people, they're just like, let's see if it fits because it's gonna be real soon? It sounds like that, right? Something, you'll be in there soon. You're gonna be worm meat.
Do you think they let them sleep in them? You're gonna be sleeping here for a long time.
Isn't it comfy? It's kind of stiff. And they shut it and they like fucking lock it shut. When the administration was asked about the complaints, she said, quote, yes, were cited, but those things did not happen. Anybody can say anything. You're gonna believe all these fucking old pieces of shit? And at another facility, all the hallways and public areas were clean and orderly, but inside the patient rooms lay the horrible conditions. Because that's all you have to do is whenever people are inspecting the facilities, oh, look how nice this is. Can we check out one of the rooms? We have a vacant room down here that we'll show you. They have like a showroom, you know, but everything else is horrible. Which inspectors arrived at the Berwyn home for a surprise inspection and were immediately greeted by the smell of urine. When they entered the room, they saw a 97-year-old woman on her bed with dried pieces of poop on her sheets, like a cat.
A cat?
Yeah, you know, like I don't know, like a dog or something. It's like, you know, it's like when you find out that your cat or dog took a shit in the house, you're like,
oh yeah.
How the fuck did I not know? It's like all hard and shit. How did I not know about this? It's like
Been
that.
here for a while.
Yeah, they haven't checked on her in a long time. What if they knock and they're like, can we come in? No.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
See ya.
Please.
Help me.
Lock the door again. He's fine. He's fine. On top of the dry poop, she had sores in her butt that were larger than a golf ball, and her left heel was quoted as being, quote, red and mushy, like a piece of wet red velvet cake. Staff didn't change her catheter, which was sitting in the poop, and every time... Okay. All right. And every time they pumped it, she would wince in pain. Stop. Stop that. She also had bruises on her body from a lift machine being improperly used.
You never seen those lift machines?
Oh, to get him out of the bed?
Yeah, it's like one of those things like fucking mechanics use to get a engine out. With the catheter
They
still
probably just
in.
fucking wrapped it to her ankle and she's like, no, being dragged And the inspectors came back multiple days and saw that this same woman had been continually left in her own feces. Her conditions were so bad that she was diagnosed with pneumonia and gangrene in her left foot. And worst of all, the inspectors came back again to check up on the woman after the gangrene diagnosis and found that her bandaged gangrenous foot was soaked with diarrhea. What? And the staff neglected to change it. What are these inspectors doing? Are they just like, come on?
Yeah, it's like when a cop writes a fix-it ticket.
Yeah, come on, get this changed. I like how the staff too is just like, I'm not going to. Okay, well guys, please. With sugar on top. When confronted about these horrible conditions, the nurse said that she refused treatment for both her sores and her foot. So she's just like, I'm not touching that gross old woman. It's probably pretty normal for them to have to give baths and stuff, so they probably just weren't even bathing her either.
No.
You think they gave her like that, you know, like that in like movies when it's like a Roman soldier's hurt, like it's bath time, and they just like rub her head. She's like, oh. But that's it. Yeah. You're like Julius Caesar.
Can I see my family now?
That's her probably all hours of the day. She doesn't even sleep anymore.
It's kind of sad if you think about it.
Horrible. I mean, it's fun to do. It's kind of getting, it's kind of like a stimming for me. I was like, feels good on my lips.
Hunter, I have something to tell you.
What is it, Mom?
You may want to put that energy drink down. I don't think your heart can take it.
Well, Mom, I appreciate your concern, but I've actually been drinking Gamer Supps raw meat blend that's non-caffeinated. While they do have a caffeinated option, both are equally delicious, so I think it should be okay.
Hunter, you're not my son.
What?
There's no way you could be my son. Look at you. You're too big. I mean, nobody is as fat as you in the family.
Oh, God.
Whoa, whoa there, little Debbie. Don't want you to slip into a diabetic stroke.
I'm sugar-free! And it's keto-friendly, Mom!
Don't call me that anymore. I just got back from the courthouse. Papers are signed. You're not my son.
Oh, God!
And quit crying like that. It just makes you look so fat.
Oh, God!
Reports of the facility don't stop there. Inspectors reported multiple instances of patients having beds with rails that were not needed to keep them in there. I can't get out. A giant baby cave by giant crib. Get me out of here. I want to walk around. I want to walk. Put me in my chair. I want to go to the cafeteria. This neglect resulted in the death of an obese patient who got stuck between the rails and the bed. Me, dude. My arm and shoulder get stuck. I'm like, I can't breathe.
Was he trying to roll out, or like?
I think he's probably trying to go in between them. Or he got stuck between them and he just couldn't breathe. Greg! Greg! A few months after the inspection crew left, a few months. What did this inspection crew do? A few months after the inspection crew left, a respiratory therapist walked into a patient's room and found him stuck between his air mattress and the guardrails. When asked about the situation, the therapist said, quote, I've seen residents trapped like this before, so I knew what to do. I immediately deflated the mattress, implying that this was a regular occurrence at these nursing homes. He's like, it happens all the time. They get stuck, they die. They're basically on their way out. And that's probably the mentality too, right? Mentality too, there's just like, they're basically at the fucking door anyways. They got 1 foot out already, and the air mattress got him. It happens.
I've known people who have worked in nursing homes, and they've said that the mentality, they actually become very resentful of the people staying there because they're very hard to take care of and they don't get paid enough.
Oh, the nurses? Oh, sure.
Yeah, so it's like what happens is they'll have like patients that just get on their nerves because they're like
Yeah.
quote unquote needy.
Yeah,
They
pudding,
need some-
pudding.
Yeah.
Pudding.
Or they're like, you know,
Pudding. Pudding. And they're just like, say pudding again. I'll fucking sock you in the mouth. Especially too, they're just like, you get to die and go to hell. I have to wake up tomorrow and come back here. That's all you hear all day.
Pudding. 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 I want to walk. Pudding.
I mean, how much money do you think you would need? How is it? Is it worth it? I don't think there's one person, no one inspires to be, can I work at a nursing home?
my mom got $200 for a weekend to watch over old people and wipe their butts.
Why didn't she stay?
Oh, why didn't she stay? I think they died.
$200 well secured. But even with the mattress lowered, the man didn't fall. His head was still stuck in the railing, and his skin had begun to turn blue. Staff were able to free him, but it was too late. When the resident reached the emergency room, he was pronounced dead. But yeah. Or they could tell me like, yeah, his fucking neck is all blue and purple. Like, take him to the hospital. Why? Why? He's literally like this in between the railing.
I think he's still breathing.
Call an ambulance. His heels are mashed potatoes and he's got sores all over his body. He's not blinking and his eyes are black. Hurry, resuscitate this man.
Do you think them deflating the mattress made it worse?
I don't think it matters. I think they deflated it, and I'm just imagining his body like moving with the deflation. So he's just like already dead, right? So he's black and blue, and he's just like like moving down with the deflating mattress. They called the paramedics because they were like, if we don't, it's gonna look like he was dead on the spot.
It's definitely a cover up to be like,
Cover up, 100%.
It was a lie.
I can't. Oh, he passed away at the hospital.
His head got stuck. I don't.
Well, he was old. His head got stuck. Many of these stories are never heard by the general public. One, because I don't think people care, but also it's allowing their malpractice to continue unchecked. However, with the advent of social media, the public gets a better glimpse at what goes on inside. In November 2015, a video was posted to Instagram of a nurse at a Los Angeles nursing home bending over residents' faces. Okay. A video was posted to Instagram of a nurse at a Los Angeles nursing home bending over residents' faces and heads and farting. The nurse was quickly fired, which just goes to show that if a person in 2015 was doing this, can you imagine what they were doing like in the 80s?
Oh yeah.
Like literally probably like spreading their ass cheeks open, having like the tip of the person's nose on their asshole and like blowing huge farts in their faces.
I'm gonna tell my family.
I want to go for a walk. Yeah, I'm gonna tell my daughter, Sarah. She died in a drunk driving accident 2 years ago. What? Don't say that. In her wheelchair? No. No. Take me back to my room.
Well, also the staffing would just be like, who's gonna believe you?
Who's gonna believe you? Remember you fell down the steps earlier? I did. That's why you have those bruises that look like baseball bats on your legs. That's from falling downstairs. Oh, I should be more careful. At Rosewood Care Center in St. Charles, Illinois. Got a lot of Illinois ones. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck is going on up in Illinois in these Steele's nursing homes?
All of this came from one research document.
Oh, so this is all one.
Like,
okay.
It was like on Illinois. Yeah.
So this is just the same center. Okay. At Rosewood Care Center in St. Charles, Illinois, a nurse posted a video to Snapchat of another nurse slapping a dementia patient with a nylon strap as they begged them to stop. Both workers pleaded guilty to misdemeanor battery. They talking about like the little snap-on thing. And they're like, stop! Enough of that! 2 nurses recorded videos of residents vomiting, resident getting help with their blocked bowel, aka they were unclogging the shit out of their fucking stomach. And those nurses were charged with misdemeanor, disorderly conduct, and invasion of privacy, but both pleaded no contest to those charges. And a facility in St. Petersburg, Florida reported a medical assistant for recording 2 residents having sex and posting it to Snapchat. The worker immediately confessed to their crime and was arrested and charged with multiple counts of voyeurism.
So he just cracked the door open and they do this every night.
Their sex too, it's just them both in their chairs, like knees, and they're just like looking at each other like this. Where am I?
What am I doing?
What is this? Soup, hot soup! In Clarksville, Iowa, an employee posted a picture of a resident's butt and posted another picture of a resident's poop in his hand saying, "This is what I do at my job." It's unclear whether the worker was fired, as the administration refused to comment on the situation to the media. He's like, that's just good, clean fun. Gave him the Jim Halpert. Yeah. This is what I do for a living. Over in Oklahoma at the Cleveland Manor Nursing Home, one nurse willingly confessed to a horrible crime he committed against a patient. During a routine shift, 24-year-old Nicholas Kank had to care for an individual who experienced diarrhea reportedly up to 10 times. You get that boy some water. Get him a Gatorade. Need his electrolytes up. After having to clean up poop for the 10th time, he grew infuriated and wadded up 8-inch ball of toilet paper and shoved it into the resident's ass.
See, that's where the resentment starts coming. The 8th time! The 8th time!
Exactly, the 10th time. I don't think anybody's really innocent here, all right? I'm saying that it's a two-way road. I've been in one before, Nick. I hear how they talk to him, too. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You're fucking ugly. You're fat. No, I've heard that shit before. You're so fat. I don't want you to touch me. You'll make me fat. That kind of stuff. So he was sitting there. He's just like, I'm going to do it again. And again.
Yeah, taunting him.
And again. You might as well bring a cot in here because you're going to have to sleep here with me all night. Which, granted, I don't think that would ever send me into... I'd probably just quit. I don't think I'd ever wad up a ball of thing and be like, bend over, I'm putting this up your ass. No! It didn't take long for the man to complain about the massive toilet paper in his ass to another nurse and basically had it removed. Not long after it was removed, the nursing home director called the police and Nicholas confessed to his actions, resulting in his arrest. He sat in jail with a $40,000 bond, but his sentencing was never publicly stated. AKA, they paid for that motherfucker to get out of there. Come back.
Come back.
Yeah, come back. The guy sitting there, he's like, oh, thank God Nicholas is gone. The door slowly creaks open. He's like wrapping a thing of toilet paper around his hand like that. Oh. Nursing homes are especially at risk during natural disasters because many residents can't move on their own. This became a serious problem when one Louisiana nursing home had to endure a hurricane. Hurricane Ida, a Category 4, hit Louisiana on August 16th, 2021, and was the second deadliest since Katrina in 2005. Bob Dean owns 7 nursing homes in New Orleans, with more than 800 residents under his care. To prepare for the approaching storm, he moved all of them to a warehouse in Independence, a town just north of New Orleans. This warehouse was not equipped for this many people, especially with how many that had specific needs they need met. Many tenants were rushed out to their rooms and went days without proper medication. Generators of the warehouse failed, leaving people without air conditioning as temperatures rose to dangerous levels inside. The building's ceilings leaked, and the bathrooms failed due to this storm and the excessive use by people trapped inside. Mattresses that were laid out on the floor were soaked by the thin layer of flood water, and many residents had to lay in their own poop as there was no one there to clean them.
So they basically just put a bunch of old people in a warehouse.
It seems like they took everybody from these nursing homes, went to an empty lot, opened up the door, and just rolled all their like wheelchairs and beds in and just shut the door.
Locked it up. You'll be safe in here, guys.
Dean also neglected to put enough food and water inside the warehouse, leaving many residents to starve and go days without any proper nutrition, which it just seems like literally he left a dog bowl with kibble and water there, and there was no nurses there. He's just like, just stay here. I'll be back in a couple weeks or a month when this whole thing blows over. I bet you was sitting there watching TV and he's like, oh shit. Gets up.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh, I forgot they're still up there. The cherry on top of this whole situation was that he was obstructing police officers and medical officials from entering the warehouse to inspect conditions. He's like,
Yeah. They're fine.
they're fine in there. Just stop. Stop. And after the storm ended, 5 people had passed away, and Dean was in serious trouble. He flew in from Georgia and turned himself in to the authorities. In total, he faced 15 charges, 8 cruelty to the infirmed, 5 counts of medical fraud, and 2 counts of obstruction of justice. Dean faced over 20 years in prison, but the judge chose to give him 3 years of probation because he had a clean criminal record, and he was old by the time he was sentenced. He's like, fucking whatever. Just don't leave your house. He's just like, hey, you got it, judge. Like, all these like families are like, what the fuck? The only real repercussions he had to face were paying over $20 million in multiple lawsuits on behalf of the victims. Well, there you go. At least he had to pay something.
5 people did die.
People had to lay in their poop. They were kept in basically an oven for for weeks or whatever, and he wouldn't let people go inside there, but at least he paid a little something, right? In the medical field, nurses and doctors are the people you trust the most because they're the ones who take care of you. Yet, many abuse that trust. One nurse in Pennsylvania went on a 3-year power trip that made her potentially one of the most prolific serial killers in U.S. history. I'm of course talking about Heather Presty. She was a veterinary technician for nearly 15 years and spent most of her time putting down animals. I wonder how this is going to translate.
Foreshadowing.
Is that foreshadowing me things? In 2018, she obtained her nursing license after initially failing to earn her degree. She went on to work at 12 different nursing homes throughout the Pittsburgh area. Right off the bat, her fellow coworkers thought she was odd and even reported her to the state health department for harming patients. But little did they know she was doing things way worse than just harming her patients. In May of 2023, people began noticing that she was administering insulin to tenants who didn't require it. This launched an investigation into Presdy's work, uncovering a dark secret. From 2020 to May of 2023, Heather had been giving her patients a lethal dose of insulin on purpose. She did her killings on the night shift when there was less staff and she had better access to the insulin itself. Furthermore, she used insulin because it was tough to detect in autopsies, making it seem like all of her victims passed away due to natural causes. In May of 2024, Heather pleaded guilty to 3 charges of first-degree murder and 19 charges of attempted murder, resulting in 3 consecutive life sentences, plus an additional 380 to 760 years in prison. While she pleaded guilty to 19 charges, officials believed she may be linked to 17 additional deaths that align with her pattern and timeline, placing her among the most notorious serial killers in American history. God, dude. Unfucking believable. I mean, it has to be a power trip, like we said, but still.
Well, if she was a vet tech, she killed animals. She might have felt bad for the animals, and I'm wondering if she purposely killed a couple.
Oh, so you're saying that she was just like, they're suffering. So yeah, that she sees like an adult guy sitting there with like a shit-filled diaper. She's like, there's just no way to live. I'll help you.
Or it could be, I like to kill.
I'm a demon. Nurses and staff are not the only things you should be afraid of in a nursing home. When you put over 100 elderly people who forgot where they are or don't want to be there, it tends to lead to resident-on-resident violence. I'm sure that's a shocker. Putting a bunch of like brain-dead giant toddlers in a room. I'm sure that's going to be fine. Some nursing homes give the option for community members to have a roommate if they're more independent. This is usually an excellent option for those seeking company, but for others, it can be a nightmare. Elizabeth Barr was a healthy 100-year-old woman who enjoyed reading books and spending time with her family. A healthy 100-year-old woman?
For 100 years old, she was in good shape.
On September 23rd, 2009, she spent the day with her son and enjoyed her favorite restaurant before returning home to her 98-year-old roommate, Laura Lundquist. Lundquist. The next morning, the staff came in to check on the 2 roommates when they found Elizabeth dead on her bed with a bag over her head. At first, investigators believed that she had committed suicide. All right, well, that was a fun time. Let's lay here and die. Like, what?
Then they thought she just accidentally crawled into the bag. Like a
Yeah,
child.
I'm a 100-year-old woman. I don't know what I'm doing. But after doing a little more digging, they found that there was tension between her and her roommate. But according to the patient's records, Laura had been diagnosed with delusions, dementia, anxiety, and paranoia. While they were roommates, she became increasingly jealous of Mrs. Burroughs because she received more flowers and more visitors. Which I will say, if you're a fucking 90-year-old like psycho, you're just like, why does she get all the attention?
The 98-year-old said that the other girl was making her life like a living hell.
I feel less than human. I'm like her goddamn lapdog. But the final straw was when a nurse moved a table from Laura and gave it to Mrs. Barrow. The following morning, they found Mrs. Barrow dead and the table back on Laura's side. The roommate was quickly arrested, but after further evaluation, she was deemed incompetent to stand trial and was sent to a hospital where she died. Across the pond in the UK, a 92-year-old amputee had the police called to his room after trying to stab a staff member with a butter knife. Donald Burgess resides at Park Beck Residential Care Home in East Sussex and required assistance with most things because his leg amputation left him in a wheelchair. One day, he poked a staff member with a butter knife, and 2 police constables, Rachel Kamado and Stephen Smith, arrived in the room. I want to say we have a video for this. I'm going to hell. After multiple attempts to peacefully get him to drop the knife, Smith had emptied his entire can of pepper spray onto Donald's face. The man is like in a bathroom. I don't know where he's at, but he's like parked back there and he has one leg and he's holding this tiny knife and they empty an entire thing of spray in his face and he's like, ah! Oh! But still not letting go of the knife, Officer Smith walked up to Mr. Burgess and struck him with a baton.
Donald!
Constable Kamado then reached into her tool belt and tased Donald.
Put it down! Taser, taser!
causing his body to seize up and drop the knife. In the aftermath of this crisis, Donald was taken to the hospital where he was treated for his wounds, only to die 3 weeks later from COVID.
I feel like that was a cop out.
That 100% was a cop out. And that was 100% them just being like, it was probably COVID, right? Sure, we could just make it that. I just want to say, watching that old man get tased, if it was my grandpa, I'd be upset. But because I don't know him and it's just a random video, whatever, I gotta say, I laughed pretty hard. And I'm going to hell for that. I don't think it's right. I don't feel really good about it, but I will say that watching a one-legged man get tased because he's holding a butter knife is awesome. Which, to be fair, it's a butter knife. It looked kind of sharp. You could say that they could go, it could stab into their arm. Who knows? Anybody could get hurt. Seriously hurt, right? Maybe they had to tase him.
If after getting sprayed, I would have dropped the knife if I was him.
If I would have gotten sprayed with a full can of mace, I probably would have been like, you know what? I'm good. Also, I wonder if they did that too, because they're like, what if he stabs himself? So we should pepper spray him and tase him and cause his old decrepit heart to stop. Both constables were taken to court for assault, but after jury hearing, both were found not guilty. Many who have viewed the body cam footage believe the officers should have been charged with excessive force. You be the judge. Show it one more time.
Taser, taser!
Really just show the part where he's like, ah! Just keep doing that. One more time. 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 Nursing homes are intended to be safe environments where older adults can spend their days. Yet some residents are unsatisfied or tired of the living conditions, which can lead to patients escaping. When people are placed in a home, they usually remain there until they fucking die. Like this, usually, I would say the vast majority of people are just like, I guess I'm going to sit here till I die. However, not all residents are content with staying in the home for the rest of their lives. A couple in Tennessee was able to escape their nursing home due to the husband's military experience. Workers at a memory care unit were doing their rounds when they discovered that a married couple with Alzheimer's and dementia had gone missing. I feel like out of all the places you want to like do the rounds quicker or more frequently, it'd be that.
Do you think they got like clarity for a minute? Where are we?
I always think that people escape because they're just like, Bonnie, well, especially you hear like a cute couple like this, like, Bonnie, we have to get out of here. They're treating us horribly. He's like, okay, Harold. The facility went into lockdown as staff and police searched for the missing residents. Thankfully, someone spotted them walking 2 blocks away and they were safely returned to their rooms. After returning home, the staff asked how they had managed to escape since a keypad electronically locked all the doors. To their surprise, the old man said that he was able to use his military background with Morse code and crack the door open by listening to the sound the buttons made when he pushed. He's able to do that, but he can't drive a car. But I used my instincts to Morse code. It's like, why don't you fucking wipe your own ass then and bathe yourself, dude? I can't. I'm a baby. Even though the residents were returned safely, the nursing home was fined $2,000 and forced to change all codes for the building's exits.
Of course, because now he's got him. He can tell the staff.
These are the codes. Leave while you can. There are dogs running this place. Dogs, I say.
Do you think after that, every time they're by him, they go earmuffs?
Yeah. He's like sitting in his chair doing this. Hey! Most elderly people who are placed in a home are too old and frail to be able to move around unassisted. But one woman in China was able to escape her nursing home with some insane upper body strength. Just last month in Shandong province, China, security footage captured a 92-year-old woman climbing a 7-foot metal gate in 24 seconds, which I want to say is horrifying. We've seen a lot of funny stuff. I will say seeing an old woman do that is fucking insane. Like, that is scary. Originally posted to Weibo, a Chinese social media platform, the video shows an elderly woman carefully climbing the front gate to her home, swinging her leg over and hopping down to freedom. It doesn't take long for staff to find the resident and bring her back to safety, but everyone who watched was astonished at how nimble she was for her age, and the video quickly went viral. Many people began commenting on the post, saying she doesn't need to be in a home if she's capable of doing that. However, the nursing home was quick to respond, saying that she's an Alzheimer's patient who happens to enjoy exercise and climbing. See, that's the best thing about these things. They're just like, no, she just likes to do that, even though the person's probably like, help! I want out! Elder elopement is more common than most people realize, and thankfully, most are returned safely to their rooms. However, not all return alive. A nursing home got sued by a family after one of its escapees, risk patients, lost their life trying to cross a highway. Motherfucker got blasted, dude. Records showed that an 87-year-old woman had just moved into the nursing home with her family because she was showing early signs of dementia and couldn't be trusted to live on her own. She had a history of escaping the care of loved ones, so the nursing staff put her in a lockdown ward to ensure that she wouldn't be able to leave. Yet, Somehow, this woman was able to disable the alarm on the outside sliding door and walk down a long driveway that led to a highway. As soon as staff realized that she was gone, police were called, but it didn't take long for her to be found. At 8:20 p.m., her body was found lying on the side of a road just 100 feet from the nursing home. She was quickly taken to the hospital but passed away shortly after. Despite being found on the side of the road, nobody has come forward admitting to hitting or seeing her before she was found, adding mystery to her disappearance.
She didn't get very far.
No, she didn't.
You think someone swerved into her on purpose?
No, I bet you she's just right behind. I bet it was just got hit, knocked in the deal, and they're like, no one saw it. Fuck it. I'm not going to jail for that old bitch. You know what I mean? I bet you that's what they were probably thinking. Listen, nursing homes can be a frightening and hazardous environment that is often overlooked by the general public. Inside those halls, it can look like a war zone filled with neglect, abuse, and famine, all because the nurses don't care or because the elderly have gotten so out of control. Next time you visit your grandma or grandpa in the nursing home, make sure to check if they're doing okay, because you never truly know what could be going on behind closed doors. Or don't go see them. They've had a long life. They don't need you anymore. Say goodbye to grandpa and grandma. They're going to hell.
When you have kids, where do you want to end up?
Shoot me in the back of the head and throw me in the ocean. What is that? Or put me in a trash compactor. I really don't care. Please don't put me in a home.
Do you want your kids to take care of you and just bathe you?
No, if I'm literally, put me down. Put me fucking down. I don't want to be a burden to anyone. And I don't want to just sit there and be like, all right, here's your pills. Here, live like this for a couple of years and then die. I would rather just be like, can you just kill me now?
They have that in Sweden, I think. Get a
Oh, you have that here too.
little tube.
No one will know. No one will know.
Inject me with the good stuff.
Don't even inject me. Blow my fucking head off. Literally do whatever you want with me. I don't give a fuck. All right, bye.